Greetings, I'm James J. Sakino, and we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. Yeah, that's the subject of the channel. I'd like to welcome everybody. We're going to be looking at the situation developing globally when it comes to cryptocurrency. And I'll be talking a little bit about that today so we all can get an idea where the whole thing may be heading. There's a lot of negative news now, basically coming out from different people around the world saying that Bitcoin could become an illegal currency. But I think what happens is we're going to see the plane just move around. We're going to see the playing field go from one side to the other side, but the currency or currencies will continue to interest global governments, and they will basically be involved in it. And the game may change a bit, but I think we're still going to have this currency, this cryptocurrency. And a matter of fact, cryptocurrency, I really strongly believe that that is the future of all currencies. This is what we're looking at. So you're not going to be able to make it illegal. I mean, the whole thing. What it is, like I said, the playing field will change. It's what we're looking at here. So there are countries right now. They're either limiting or they are basically outright banning the currency, such as Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. They just do not allow these currencies, or they have restrictions for these currencies. Now, what I believe was happening here is a lot of countries that were not looking at the cryptocurrency when it first came out. They were kind of ignoring it, and it wasn't. They thought it was never going to amount to anything. Are now changing their ways, and this has actually been a good idea for countries around the world. So countries like China and countries like Russia, the United States, they're going to develop their own type of digital currency. China's already working on their own digital currency, and from what I understand, is they're trying to get it where about 80% to 90% of that currency might be activated within about a year. Okay, in all of China, they're right now basically beta testing the currency in certain parts of China, and they have their apps and they got for their currency they want. They really want to replace the currency that they have now, the one they actually want to replace it with the digital currency that they're putting out. Now, Russia, they got Ephraim, they got a couple currencies there that they actually have been developing, and Russia's also involved in the crypto markets, and of course the U.S. Federal Reserves has talked about putting up their own currency, and then you got Europe with multiple currencies that there seem to possibly coming out in the next year or two. You might see these currencies coming out. Now, could they ban the cryptocurrencies that we see now, such as Bitcoin and other players out there? It's not going to be an easy task because this is something that is basically running a network, run globally on the internet. And it's actually going to create some attraction to the currency by if you try to outlaw the currency, people will find it attractive. Some people actually find it attractive, and it will give some, it will get some people to start looking into it. But here's the way the game I believe is going to play out when it comes to all this. The governments around the world, knowing that they may not be able to ban these currencies, they may end up taxing the currencies into oblivion, you could say, where you're never going to see these currencies again. They'll just tax it to death. All right. So we have yesterday. I put out a report yesterday having to do with what Joe Biden, what they said possibly Joe Biden is thinking to doing. Yahoo News actually talked about this tax may be coming out from the White House, an 80% tax on this currency, a capital gain around 80%. That's insane. I hope that is just a rumor, but you see where the mainstream media has picked up these rumors, and usually when mainstream media gets involved, it's because there are some facts to the rumor. All right, I don't know if they're going to go as far as 80% capital gain on the currency, but they may end up putting a strong tax on the currency, some kind of capital gain on the currency. So in the U.S. and possibly in other countries, they may use the tax as a weapon against the currency. They may not ban the currency straight out because they know that a lot of voters will be turned off by this. A lot of people that vote a lot of these individuals into office will be turned off by this because a lot of them are investors into cryptocurrency. Just about seems like everybody's put some kind of money into cryptocurrencies in the last year or two. All right, so we're going to see this possibly continue to gain strength. What you might see is a in where you have the governments around the world, they'll start taxing these cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and other currencies, and then at the same time start introducing their own digital currency, which will be not it will not be it will be exempt from being taxes. So they that way it will make it attractive to people to go and start moving into this digital currency of these countries. All right, China's done a couple of things. They have promoted their currencies and they have actually worked out some kind of special deals with their own public to get the public to change their minds about the regular, about the physical currency and go into an all-out digital currency. All right. Now, digital currency, the way it stands, like Bitcoin and other currencies, they will pose a threat to the global governments around the world. All right, they will see it as being some kind of a threat. All right, because digital currencies are out there all over the place. That means everybody's making their own money. It's almost like you have put your own printing press in your home. In some ways, you're not doing it. You're not doing it exactly that way. What you're doing is you're going online. You actually are creating either a token or you're creating a crypto that you can get some kind of a value in return. There's some other stuff getting involved in that. But the more they try to manipulate the currency to give it, you could say, some credence behind the currency, the more it gets closer to where we have now the fiat money that we have. The other thing is it starts to change hands. Instead of being in the hands of the governments around the world, it starts to be in the hands of private individuals who can then set up the amount of currency that's available, set up their prices, and on and on. So this whole thing, the way we're looking at nowadays, is the wild west of currency. Okay, we're now at that point where things are just at the beginning here stages, and people are still trying to make heads or tails. No pun intended, but that's what they're trying to make out of this kind of currency. All right, and I think in the future, you may see where the governments around the world are going to tighten on these currencies. You may see the survival of a couple of the top 10 currencies may end up surviving the rules, regulations, and the taxation, you could say, that these governments will impose on this. But these currencies will fall under the rules of the international banking, you could say, cartels, all right, which they will then basically make the laws, make the rules, and then they will have to go and abide by those rules. And individuals, they are now making tokens and making these kind of currencies. There could come a time where a lot of countries will just straight out outlaw that. They will just tell you that you cannot run a type of currency for yourself as a private currency, and you may see laws be coming out on that. Different countries may do it, but if you're a miner or you're somebody investing on this, you may not have too much to worry. And why do I say this? Why do I say you may not have too much to worry? Is I think governments around the world will see the need for individuals that got into the mining part of this, because this has become a very big industry. All right. And of course, they will see the need of people to want to invest in these cheap currencies that basically get pumped up, and then you get later on they get dumped. But they make people make money off these currencies, so they may see it as some kind of a revenue or cash cow for them when it comes to collecting taxes, both on the industrial side of the Bitcoin and on the, you could say, the digital side of Bitcoin. The industrial part of Bitcoin will be those people that run those mining farms that do these process of these coins. There is talk about some coins maybe moving into a whole different system where mining will no longer be required. I think some of those coins may end up shooting themselves in the foot. I think it is because of the people involved in mining that has actually helped to boost a lot of these currencies. The whole idea is possibly to move the world into a one or two you could say digital currencies, all right, where just a couple superpowers may have the upper hand on the rest of the world when it comes to these digital currencies, all right. But if you look at the forex market, all right, which is a whole different market compared to the cryptocurrency, the forex market is basically thriving. It's doing fantastic, but it's not doing fantastic for the common person involved in forex. There's an estimate that around 90% of the people that get involved in forex will lose their money. All right, but on the other hand, those who manipulate the market are making billions and billions of dollars, and possibly every day they're making into the billions of dollars. This is a huge cash cow for the people who are behind the manipulation of the forex market. So they see this as the same people they are involved in the forex market are the same people involved in cryptocurrency. So they see it as an opportunity for them to expand their you could say their wealth. All right, by getting people, in some ways, getting them involved into the cryptocurrency, either by the investment side or by the mining side. And they see it as another form of income, another form of money, revenues coming towards them that they have the upper hand of able to manipulate it because of the positions they are around the world. So you may not see the entire elimination of cryptocurrency, but I almost can guarantee you will see a form of regulations, different countries putting up their own regulation. And as different countries' ideas work, then those ideas are adopted by other countries. So if China comes up with an idea on how to control the cryptocurrency situation in their country, then those ideas may be adopted by the United States, Canada, and other country. If the U.S. does something like that, and it's all vice versa, people will start adopting until they start to refine the cryptocurrency market, and you'll see as a couple of years go by, you'll see it will begin to streamline, you could say, and you'll see it will run in in an effective way where it will benefit the governments around the world, the big bankers, the manipulators of these currency, of the top currencies such as the stock market and people that are involved in the forex market. But is that the end of the little guy who wants to invest in cryptocurrency? You may see no end to that. I think what you might see is the government every so often presenting a new type of cryptocurrency. All right, maybe for different reasons. All right, maybe a bond cryptocurrency or something to raise money or something, and they will come up with possibly with new ideas for different kind of cryptocurrency, knowing that people's interest peaks because the cryptocurrency may only be a couple pennies you're going to pay for it, but in a year or two it could actually explode, and you have something that could really pay off. So knowing that. Psychologically, knowing this is what people are expecting from these cryptocurrency, I don't think the government is going to straight out ban cryptocurrency. They will control cryptocurrency, but they will have the upper hand on cryptocurrency is what they're going to do. All right. And then the small investors, well, you got to be extremely careful, just like any other investment, going into these markets, because these will basically be markets where you dump and pump. You pump them up and you dump them. This is the kind of what you're probably going to be seeing going down the road. Governments will use it to raise revenues for their countries. And some countries right now who have banned cryptocurrency altogether, where they basically have banned it, and they're not thinking about digital currency. I hate to break it to them, but there's a good possibility that they're going to be left behind. All right, as the rest of the world continues to move forward in crypto or digital currency, and you're going to see that is the future of the way currency is going to be done. I'll be right back right after this ad. We'll continue to talk about this. Okay, we're back here again. People, if you want to be a sponsor of this channel is just getting started now, but this channel will continue to grow. And I have a lot of other channels. A lot of people are interested in this one, and they're coming here. And this is just getting going here, but this is a great time, a great opportunity for those who want to become a sponsor and get in with a channel that's going to be bringing in news, the latest on cryptocurrency, trends, and so on and so on. And this is, if you have a cryptocurrency or if you have a token and you just somebody who has invested some money in this and you're looking for a way to get out to the public, this may be a good a good channel to get in from the ground floor, because it's just starting out. This is the ground floor of this channel, and become you could say a sponsor, or someone that wants to put a couple of ads. If you want to have a video, sponsor video, you could say you want to post on here and talk about your currency and this port, anything that's short videos, or you want to become a full sponsor of the channel, you can do it. You can contact me. You can see there on the video the address to the channel. The contact information is there, where you can email us, and we will look at your proposal, what you're proposing, how we can help you out. We can both help out each other and continue to grow here. So that's what I want to say there. Let's continue to talk about where we're heading with all this stuff when it comes to global governments involved with this cryptocurrency. Are they going to make it illegal? I think governments around the world that truly make it illegal, where people just are not allowed to get involved in cryptocurrency within their country, or even allowed to even invest in other countries who may have cryptocurrency. They're just going to make things hard for themselves, and they're not going to see the opportunity. All right, they're going to miss out on the opportunity. All right. Unfortunately, this is the way things are going. We have to go back all the way back to the time of the cavemen, you could say, where people were trading, fruits for cows, and cows for whatever. There's always been some kind of a currency in one form or shape, you could say. And this is just another form and shape, that currency that is taking. Now people say, well, fiat money, and these kind of currencies, anybody can go and add more zeros to their account. If you're hang on one second, we got here. Let me turn this off here. If they can add more stuff to their banking account. Well, that's something that goes on with all currencies, and it's been going on with all type of currency, all fiat money now. All right, where you can manipulate the currency. If you're a government, you are basically in control of your currency, and what you do with your currency is basically up to you, what you're going to do with it. Now, I think people should be given a chance to be able to invest on certain kind of currencies and hopefully get a return on that currency. The forex market has become a bit stale, you could say, and has really turned off a lot of investors because of the amount of manipulation behind the forex. If they could actually dial down the manipulation behind the forex market, you may see a lot more investors in that market. But throughout the years, they're just, I think, more and more dialing. A lot of people are just getting turned off by the forex market, and they're looking for alternative markets. I think the cryptocurrency phenomenon came at the right time. All right. Forex market has turned off a lot of people. A lot of people have lost money in forex markets and in other stock markets and other markets. And along came this cryptocurrency, which at the beginning was basically being traded by individuals, but as you can see, it has progressed pretty far down the road, whereas now almost is basically its own entity. It had their own exchanges, everything. And this has become very attractive to investors who see people making money off this trading of these cryptocurrencies. The thing about cryptocurrency, a lot of these cryptocurrency, they're basically just up there in the air, you could say. And the value is it all depends on the amount of people that put value into it. It all depends on how many people bought it. And that is the value of it. All right, so that's why you see Bitcoin up through the roof, while you see other currency basically struggling, and some of them are not making it and are calling it quits. All right, but this is going to continue to work itself out, I think, in the future. And you're going to see, hopefully you'll see where the governments will go to a digital currency and will not completely destroy the private or you could say the international cryptocurrency, and may end up working alongside of it, and also see the industrial side, which means there is that mining opportunities for individuals to make some income off these currencies. That if governments could do that, then there'll be you could say a win-win for a lot of people. Okay, the the private investor, the smaller investors, they will be able to make some money and maybe a better return than what they're getting from the stock market and also from the forex markets and the economy markets and the option markets and so forth. They may end up getting better returns off the cryptocurrency, so they may be seen as a it may be seen as a good investment. And as governments around the world are struggling with with people that are about to retire and retirement plans and budgets and so forth, this may be an opportunity for the wise individual to make some money and the governments to leave them alone, so people can at least have some money to retire on instead of depending on the government to be able to keep them. You could say keep them going. You could say, all right. So it could help a lot of things and a lot of people out here, and also these people that make a lot of money off these cryptocurrency could have a good they may end up putting other jobs and may invest their money into property, into land development and on. So it could be it could help the economies around the world. All right. Now, if you try to be greedy and you try to make a one global currency, it becomes too manipulated. You can lock out people at any time, and it just becomes a very scary currency for people to even want to get into or even support any form or shape of it. All right, and governments around the world are very suspicious of other governments, so they never want to lose their own currencies. They always want to have some kind of currency to fall back or fall back to something like gold or silver or something that they have at value from their country. All right, so you're still going to see that. All right, this whole thing about getting rid of the paper money, you could say the physical money, it may take a couple of years to get rid of all paper money. You still also have a an illegal business out there, illegal businesses, you could say, and people that laundry money, and all this digital currency will make it harder for them to laundry their money and to conduct illegal operations or purchase stuff illegally. Remember that a lot of these currencies they were born out of illegal activity. You could say people involved in the dark web, using these kind of currency to trade with one another to purchase possibly illegal stuff that they were purchasing on the dark web. But it's now out of the dark web and is now into the international market. And we'll see what people any tool, you can take just about any kind of tool and turn it into something good or turn it into something bad. That's up to it's all up to the person with the mind. Either you got an evil mind or a good mind. But anything, the internet could be a great tool for a lot of people, but it can also be an extreme bad tool, and it could be useful to do both things. You could say. So the same thing goes with the cryptocurrencies. I think some of the smaller countries may have to look at it instead of shun away from it, or get away from these digital currency. I think some small countries may have to look at it and take a serious look at cryptocurrency, all right, and digital currency, and see how can they benefit from it, and become a player in the global markets. But I hate to break it to a lot of people. For the smaller people, they're getting into cryptocurrency. If you don't have a government behind you, and you didn't start it a couple of years ago, it's going to get tougher for you to make your own private currency. All right, I think just governments around the world, we just look at it as individuals, like I said, trying to make their own money machine at home. You could say printing their own money. And this will be a turnoff for a lot of governments around the world, which they basically have the monopoly on their currency. And they wouldn't want people within their borders competing with them for other type of currencies. And this may cause a problem. This whole thing about Bitcoin, Bitcoin is now is super big. And there's machines now that you can go and you can get different trading on Bitcoin. It's involving in government and countries around the world. and it's beginning to look ugly for the governments around the world who feel like this currency, Bitcoin, may end up replacing their currency. They're long way off from replacing a currency such as the dollar and other currencies around the world. These kind of cryptocurrencies, they're a very long way off from that. But you can see the speed that they're moving, and now you see that you see now Bitcoin, where it's kind of moving up and down, and it's kind of more of a sideward, you could say, motion is what it has, and this has to do with the rumors going out there having to do with taxes, and then there's this other talk about governments may end up making it illegal, and this is kind of throwing the entire Bitcoin, you could say, markets kind of being thrown, tossed all over the place, and people are kind of wondering, well, what do I do next? I say you hold back. Hold back. You may have to hold back a little bit here to find out what's going to come out of this. You know, Eventually the smoke then will start clear out, and you'll be able to see more of a direction of where is it heading. All right. And then you can determine if you're going to invest on it, or maybe even other cryptocurrency. I don't know what are the plans for the United States or the Federal Reserve in China and other global other countries around the world, how they're going to put out their digital currency. Is it going to be the type of currency like cryptocurrency where the more people invest in it, the more value it gets, and it really becomes something like that? And you may look at the Chinese digital currency, and you say, well, I invested, I bought some. Let's say in a couple of years they make it available on the internet for people to purchase. Then people will say, well, I can purchase this, and the value is moving up. So it will turn the digital government currency into a cryptocurrency, basically, into almost like what we have now with Bitcoin. All right. So it may be attracted to people. Or they may see the U.S. Reserve put up their own currency, and the same thing could happen there. But does it give the opportunity to people to purchase like the way they're purchasing Bitcoin? I think a lot of governments are going to have to study that, how Bitcoin coin is purchased, and how it moves, and it's basically moving because people purchase it, people buy it. That's the assets of that coin. That's what makes it or break it. The more people invest in it, the more powerful, the more money that coin is worth. This is the way it's been designed. All right, so you may see that. Then you have the exchanges. The exchanges that you see coming out now, having to do with Bitcoin and having to do with other type of coins. These exchanges are right now, I think they're kind of cruel right now. They're not set up for this kind of cryptocurrency. Some exchanges are not allowing you to short the cryptocurrency, and I think that's a big mistake. If you were able to shorten cryptocurrency and go long on cryptocurrency, you make it more attractive to investors. All right. And it also begins to stabilize the currency, right? For a long time, cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, the only way you to invest in it was to invest in it and hope that it goes up, But now I see some exchanges of these currencies getting involved, where they're allowing to shorten. People are allowed to shorten the currency, so in bad times you may be able to make some money off the currency. But I think they're still kind of beta testing that, and most of these exchanges are not even available to Americans, and mostly these exchanges are overseas in other countries. In a lot of countries that have these exchanges are turned off by the American tax system, which is requesting all this paperwork from them and all this kind of information from the people that invest in them who are Americans. So, in order to avoid all those problems with these departments of revenues in the United States, a lot of these exchanges just basically say no to Americans. All right, they don't need American auditors or anybody coming down to their exchanges to find out what American has invested on their exchange, and they don't need none of this stuff. So they're kind of screwing up a lot of this market when it comes to these exchanges. Eventually, there'll be some institution in the United States, some good institution where you'll be able to trade Bitcoin. Either you're going to go long on it, or you shorten the coin. Or either it could be Bitcoin, it could be several several of the other coins. There are many, many different coins now. I think we're into thousands right now of these coins, and every day you're seeing more and more of these coins coming up. I'll be right back right after this. I'll be right back right after this. Okay, we're back here again. People, don't forget to give thumbs up to the video. Don't forget also support the video with your commentaries and also any kind of donation you want to do with your crypto or your tokens. You can contact me at that email that you see on the videos, or you can also, I have my Bitcoin wallet down below in the description box. You can make any kind of donation. If you're a company and you want to do some advertisement, it's a great opportunity now before other advertisers take the spot and get into the ground floor of this channel, which is going to continue to bring out the latest on Bitcoin and not Bitcoin, on all coins and all cryptocurrencies. And we're going to try to make some analysis. Possibly down the road, there may be some trading, some live trading, and this stuff may come down. And there'll also be some educational videos having to do with with Bitcoin and encryptions and all this other stuff coming out. I'll be putting that out there for a lot of people to look into, and I'll be covering different types of subjects out here, and like I said, different type of news coming out from this industry. So all your support is needed on here. Share the link, share it on your YouTube, share it on your Facebook and your Twitter's account. Share all this. Try to get people in here, and we'll keep continuing to move forward here with your help. And going back to the situation here with the markets right now. So I guess in conclusion, are they going to make it illegal? I think if they study the phenomenon of cryptocurrency, governments around the world wouldn't try to make it illegal. They may end up regulating it, but they also wouldn't do like what Joe Biden is trying to do, which is basically put an end to it, all right, by taxing it to death. I think governments around the world will start looking at it as an opportunity, as a revenue opportunity for their own coins, for their own digital coins they want to put, because now the platform has been built and people are beginning to accept a digital currency thanks to these Bitcoins and these other ones that have come out there. So that's kind of benefited a lot of these governments around the world. But should they go now and try to destroy this market, I think it's just going to leave a bad taste on people's mouth, and you may end up creating an illegal market globally of these currencies, and the internet may end up getting more crazier than what it is right now. All right, so the governments around the world are going to have to use common sense, put together the right think tanks on how to deal with this, and to benefit their countries and benefit other countries. And of course, all governments around the world, they always try to have an advantage over other governments, and it creates a bit of a problem when these governments are always trying to get on top of the other government. All right, and instead of working together, they try to basically knock each other out. All right, so we'll see what happens with that as this industry begins to go forward. But as far as completely banning the industry, it's going to be extremely hard to do unless you have fully 100% control of the internet. You may be able to then ban it. But because the internet is not fully controlled by anybody, and a lot of countries around the world don't care about people controlling their internet, and they don't trust other governments, this was going to continue. And then The only thing I could see maybe going a little south, so going wrong, you could say, will be maybe for the miners involved in this, which these currencies may end up all deciding that they don't need the miners. Okay, I think if they study it correctly and they really put their think tanks to look at the way the miners are involved with this currency, I think they will see that the miners benefit the currency. All right, that it's the miners are really benefiting the currency, and they have to. These companies need to start, or these people that create these currencies stop looking at the miner as some kind of the of an enemy or some bad dude or something. No, you need to look at it as this is positive for the currency. All right. The Bitcoin, it starts knocking off percentages every so many years, and this has hurt the miners who have to invest even more money on these mining machines that they're getting into. And I think this is a bad thing for the miners, and who has basically helped to boost up a lot of these currencies. I think these currencies, in order for you to get with the public, you also have to support the industry part of the miners who are involved in this. And I know a lot of mining operations have gone over the top where they have thousands and thousands of machines going out there and doing all this kind of stuff. And it's been a really horrible thing for a lot of these companies and this kind of stuff. So this is what I got to say. I'm going to got to leave right now because I'm finishing with this broadcast and things have come in that I got to take care of. Don't forget to support the channel. We'll be covering all kind of deals out here and I'm bringing out all news out here. So you guys, stick with the channel. Help out with the channel. If you want to be sponsored to the channel, contact us and just propose your ideas on what you think, how you can sponsor the channel, and we'll hear you out, see what you got to say. Thank you, and have a great one until the next video. I'll see you. Bye bye now.